First of all, we'll say congratulations to the security operatives for actually doing their work amicably. And so far, since it's 2024, we can actually say that about 192 or more fraudsters have been arrested so far. But I'm wondering, why is it that the number is not reducing? How come a lot of these people have been arrested and it's not serving as a deterrent to others out there? Could it be that they are not getting the right punishment that should be given to them? Or is it that they are just there in the correctional center facility? Because, if capital punishment is given to them, or if not capital punishment, if something is given to them that others should see and be like, no, let's abstain from this, we feel a lot would not do it. So what do you think?
Well, I must commend the speedy trial. It said they were arrested in October.
Yeah.
And this is still October. And the trial has concluded.
Exactly.
Yeah, that seems to be a good one. But the question that came to my mind when I saw the sentence is, did they really commit the crimes of which they were accused?
Because I'm wondering why.
Was the judge convinced that that is a crime they were convicted of?
Why did you have that question in mind?
Somebody that was convicted of internet fraudster may just be a big word that explains nothing to many people. But let's break it down to what they say. Obtaining by false pretense. That is, you would have used somebody's name, probably gotten the person in trouble, or with a potential of getting the person into trouble. First obtaining from foreign nationals. That means there's an element of international crime involved here, and that means the name of Nigeria would have been tarnished. For example, even if that foreign national were to be a Benin in Benin, wherever that person is, they will say, oh, a Nigerian guy duped me. And then after all this, they get 8 months in prison or a fine of 70,000. The guy will just give 70,000 and get away, go continue what he's doing. It seems with this judgment, it seems it's even more profitable. Being caught means little or nothing. The punishment for the crime is not severe enough to cause a deterrent, and which is one of the things punishment should do. Punishment for crimes may not necessarily be to break or to kill the criminal as it were, but at least to cause a deterrent to society. If you did all this, these guys did all this, probably made profits that runs into million, and you find them for 70,000. Because if you give somebody 8 months or 70,000 naira, believe me, the person will opt for paying off the 70,000, which he can pay instantly and get off. But if the monetary fine is such that trying to meet it up may be difficult, then you can, let's say, if you're giving 8 months or a fine of, say, 3 million, you can wonder, oh, does the guy have 3 million? He may then up to 6 since he doesn't have. But 70,000, I think everybody can just get it. The family members rally around, except somehow the family members are ashamed, or which may not be the case, given how Nigeria has evolved in things with crimes and criminal, our thief and their thief. Somebody will just bring out 70,000, or even maybe some of their friends that are not victims, that have not been arrested, will just bring out 70,000, and the guy get out, and maybe even before the guy gets home, there's another criminal job waiting for him.
So with all of this, looking at the punishment given to them, to some of them, what is the tendency that cybercrime will reduce? Because it's almost looking like it's not a big deal.
If this is the kind of punishment given to everyone convicted, it may not be on its way to reduction, because it seems the punishment does not equate the profit. Like I said earlier, punishment for a crime should be such to cause a deterrent. Which
is the worst punishment you've heard when it comes to fraudsters?
Well, at least we heard that of, not in Nigeria, that of hush puppy is in Nigeria, but not in Nigeria. That's in foreign crime. crime, he is still locked away.
Now we're talking about Nigeria now.
Within Nigeria, well, I can't pull off on my head now, but I think what we should focus on, rather than the most severe punishment I have seen, what we should focus on is how would, if this has to do with our law system, maybe it's high time to look at it and ensure that, because you see some of these things, you hear cases where people who did things that are capacity of tarnishing the image of Nigeria. So I think if this is a matter of law, what the law book says, if that is what the law says, you can't fault the judge. But it then means that we have to look at these things again to ensure that people get punishment that are severe enough to deter them or others from committing such crime again, except we are not serious of stopping the crime.
So based on what you said now, does that mean that the way the law is not favorable to let's say the minority? That's we'll not say the poor, all right? Because we see people who have actually committed a very heavy crime based on our human intellectual now, and then they just give them fine, something that they can actually pay. Well, and then you see others, because if you see all of these inmates that the governors of different states are freeing, there are those people who couldn't pay 50,000, 25,000, and all of those. So will you say that they are not it's not balanced? I mean, it favors some persons than some.
Well, this is not a question of minority and majority, which is a different concept and may have more political connotation than a criminal connotation. This is about people receiving punishment that are commensurate with the crime they have committed, that is severe enough to deter further. That's why I said.
So why are they not getting those punishments?
That's why I said if it's something that has to do with our law, maybe what the law prescribes the punishment to be given to them, then it has to be looked into again, except we have somehow come to accept that these things are normal to it. Because the truth is, if you get into the streets, you have a whole lot of young people who seems to be interested in getting into internet fraud. They, especially with its biggest name, Yahoo. And many don't see it as anything wrong. I mean, morally is not a moral question to them. Then when you talk of the criminal side of it, they can easily say, oh, the politicians and those in position of authority steal. Well, that may be true that they steal, but it still does not justify the fact. Because at the end of the day, it does harm to society. It does harm to individuals. The young guy who spent his productive years doing these things, I mean, what kind of impact is he leaving on society? Some of them don't even become as rich as they have been led to believe that they will get when they get. But the thing is, we have to find a way of stopping this thing. And one of the easiest ways to stopping it is having a punishment severe enough to deter people, young people, from getting into it. But a situation where the punishment is 70,000 naira, I mean,
maybe
especially for the things straight out.
You're talking about punishment that is severe enough
to cause a deterrent.
This 70,000 might just be a big deal. So
if those persons committed the crime read out, except the crime read out is not what they committed. If they committed the crime read out and they were somewhat successful at it before they were arrested, 70,000 naira is not going to be a big deal for them.